Welcome to What If Darth Vader Was in Hazbin Hotel. Now, I stopped doing Star Wars because I lost Disney Plus and I couldn't keep up with it, so I couldn't do a fair analysis. But now I got Disney Plus back, I can bring back Star Wars, but I don't think you all will like it. So I'm going to combine Darth Vader with Hazbin, and I know it's Darth Vader. I say Dark sometimes. People in the comments always get upset about that. If you do, then screw you, I don't care. Anyway, let's get to this one shot. Darth Vader wanted more than anything to bring back Padme. He believed that the dark side could bring her back. He built castle after castle, fortress after fortress, trying to bring her back on Mustafar, but each time it failed. However, one time the door would open. As the lights came in, Momin said, "It's finished, but the dark side does not want you to bring her back. The dark side hates you." As then he would pull out a lightsaber, and they would both begin the battle. Lord Momin was a dark sixth. As Momin and Darth Vader continued the battle, Darth Vader did not care if the dark side loved him. He did not care about the dark side itself. He only used it for its own purpose. And true, many Sith were like this. But even if they just used it for their own memes, they still respected the dark side. What Darth Vader was doing showed total disrespect for the dark side itself, and the dark side was going to punish Darth Vader. As Darth Vader continued the battle, he would destroy a moment and go into the portal, but as he went in, suddenly the door would close and disappear. As he looked around, he was in a massive city. It was on fire. He heard wings flapping above him. The dark side punished Darth Vader by sending him into a new reality, a reality where he would never meet his son, and he would never meet Padme. As Darth Vader continued to walk around the city, suddenly angels would fall before him on Extermination Day. The angels looked confused because it almost was like he was alive. He felt dead because his skin was burnt, most of his flesh gone. But at the same time, he had a beating heart. It wasn't like a reincarnated sinner soul. But the angel didn't really care. After all, it was their job to wipe out sinners and demons on hell. So it didn't really matter if his soul felt different. So they charged at Darth Vader. Darth Vader wasn't used to angelic power, but they weren't used to the Force. Even though he wasn't used to these fighting styles, Darth Vader was quite adaptable. He fought years as Anakin Skywalker, the general and savior of the Republic. And he's even fought as Darth Vader, the menace and the beast of the Empire, as he would grab one of them with the Force and begin to choke them. It wouldn't kill them because it didn't have an angelic weapon. Darth Vader would hit them with their lightsaber, but it did nothing. As they continued to fight Darth Vader, but eventually he would get so mad, he would pick up one of their weapons with the Force and cut off one of their heads. This made them all shake in fear, because they've never been killed before. They would all fly away, as Darth Vader would say, "Cowards." He would keep one of their weapons, remembering he would need it to kill them. As he started to walk around, the extermination was finished, and demons started to walk among the streets. Darth Vader was still confused where he was. He's never heard of a planet like this. Was he outside the galaxy? Truly he can't be. This must be some outer rim planet. But who are those creatures that just flew down? He didn't really know, but he wanted answers. As Darth Vader continued to walk around the planet, eventually he would find posters for the Hazbin Hotel, Extermination Day, Redemption. They were in hell. No, Darth Vader couldn't be in hell. Was this the Sith hell? He's heard rumors of a Sith hell called Chaos. Everything seems so chaotic. Maybe that's what this was. Maybe these demons were just ancient Sith lords. But even though some of them seemed really powerful, some of them didn't really seem that powerful. And he couldn't sense the Force off of any of them. So maybe this wasn't Chaos. Maybe he was somewhere else. He didn't know what, but he knew he was in some sort of hell. As he would walk into the hotel and bang on the door, Charlie would open it, and she was shocked. He seemed almost like a robot, but she could sense flesh barely in there. And then she would say, "Did you have an accident? I can feel a lot of your flesh and things are missing. If that wasn't through holy magic, we can fix it." But it probably was. Darth Vader would look at her and say, "No, it was through lava." "Really? Well, you should have been reincarnated by now." "Well, if you don't die, you don't regenerate it, so you probably just decided not to die, which is perfectly fine. Here, let me heal you up." Darth Vader would walk into the Hazbin Hotel. As Husk would be drinking, Charlie would take off his mask and begin to heal him. As suddenly he looked around, but everyone was shocked. Alistair said he's no sinner. As Anakin was reborn again, his skin came back to life. Darth Vader's suit was now useless. He now had his old body back. Vader would look at Alistair and say, "I am definitely a sinner." As then he smirked with an evil smile. As Alistair said, "Ooh, I like this one," Charlie said, "What the hell? That's impossible. You're fully human." Anakin would look at her and say, "Yeah, I'm not from this universe." Darth Vader was no more. Well, at least the looks were. He was still evil and Sith-like, but he was no longer that cold-hearted, unfeeling machine. He was now a person again, with a beating heart. True, it may have not changed much, but him being healed like that, out of kindness of someone's heart, that did affect him, even if he would not admit it. Darth Vader felt gratitude for what Charlie did for him. And Vader would stick around. I mean, true, Charlie could kick him out since he's not a sinner and can't barely be redeemed, but she didn't know if sinners could be redeemed at all in the first place. And Darth Vader was extremely powerful, so keeping him around and keep the hotel safe wasn't a bad idea. Even though he was evil, he loved Padme more than anything, and he was grateful to them for fixing him up. And he had a sense of loyalty, so he wouldn't just betray the hotel. As time passed, he kept looking for ways to bring her back, looking for ways to get back home. But he couldn't find any, and Charlie didn't know any either. He was on the verge of giving up, but then one day, Lucifer himself would walk through the hotel. Vader knew that he had to do this. He didn't know much about Christian mythology, but he did know that Lucifer was a very powerful man. Maybe he can bring back Padme. Vader would walk to Lucifer and plead to bring back Padme. And Lucifer would be shocked that this guy from another universe is in the hotel. But he would be intrigued at the same time. So he brought him away privately, and he would begin to make a deal with him. "I will bring back Padme, but you have to stay here in this dimension. My daughter, she is a wonderful person, but her ideals, they can be a bit too much at sometimes, and I'm worried about her. I want you to protect her. If you can save her from this extermination, then I will bring back Padme." Darth Vader would agree. As the days passed, he became less and less Vader and more Anakin. He had no reason to fight. He had no reason to kill. He had no reason to spread blood. All he had to do was protect. Of course, he did get annoyed when Angel would flirt with him. It would be days before Extermination Day, as Angel Dust would say, "Hey there, handsome. Why don't you get a look at me?" Vader would say, "I'm loyal to Padme." Angel Dust would say, "Aw, how sweet," but she doesn't have to know. Suddenly, he would begin to choke him, and "I'm not into some two-bit tranny," and he would throw him to the ground. This would piss Angel Dust off, causing him to run away. Charlie would demand that Vader goes to apologize. He didn't really want to, but he decided to do it anyway. Because, well, he needed Charlie to be happy for him to get Padme. As he went over to him, he found him in a ditch, drinking, doing drugs. As Darth Vader would walk in, he would choke the Sharkmen to death and begin to kill them. Angel Dust would begin to freak out, saying, "What the hell are you doing? They're gonna poison your drink." "I know," but Darth Vader would say, "Listen here. You let yourself be destroyed. You let yourself be defiled. It's disgusting. You have no pride whatsoever. I want you to actually have pride in yourself." Angel Dust would begin to yell and say how he's meant to be broken, how he's meant to be destroyed. Vader would say, "Shut up, I don't feel pity. There's no time to feel bad for yourself, Angel." And Vader would say as he walked away. Angel Dust was pissed, but Vader was right. He has no time to feel bad for himself. Angel Dust had to actually look himself in the mirror and be okay with who he was. As then they went back to the hotel. Eventually, Extermination Day would occur. As it happened, Adam and the rest of the angels all rained down on the hotel. As they all began to battle each other, Adam would begin to battle the radio demon. As the radio demon started to lose, suddenly Anakin would walk behind him. Well, is it not Adam, the first man? I'm disappointed. It seems like this universe's first man is nothing but a pathetic pity. Adam would say, "What did you say?" "Oh, please, I know about you. A man from another universe, lost everything, had his face burnt off. You look pretty fucking ugly, man, I'm not gonna lie." Adam would then start to laugh at Anakin. As then Vader looked at him and said, "Ugly or not, it doesn't matter, because the Force makes me stronger. I am one with the Force, and the Force is more powerful than anything you can imagine." Adam would just play his guitar and send Darth Vader launched off the edge, as Darth Vader would use the Force to force push himself back up onto the building and use an angelic weapon to cut deep into Adam's skin. Adam and Vader would both begin to battle each other, and it was a close fight because Vader was not used to magic and Adam was not used to the Force. However, Vader was using all of his anger, all of his hatred, but he was using more than that. He was actually using love. He was using the love for Padme that he had deep inside him. And his lightsaber started to flicker. He was no longer a Sith, but he wasn't a Jedi either. He used hatred, he used anger, but at the same time, he used love. As he would use a lightsaber in one hand and an angelic weapon in the other hand, he would then cut off Adam's head. As he jumped to the floor, he would show it to the other exorcist. The exorcist would shake in fear. As Luke would charge at Vader, Vader would pick her up by the Force and begin to choke her, as he threw a weapon straight to her skull, killing her. As they all flew away, everyone was shocked. Vader did it. Lucifer would show up, but by the time he got there, everyone else was dead. He would say, "You did it. You saved my daughter." He would snap his fingers, as suddenly Padme would show up. Vader would hug Padme, as Padme would hug him. He would begin to cry, and Padme still felt evil in him, but it wasn't like before. Anakin was back. At least enough of him for Padme to love him. But Padme would tell him news that they had children. Vader would look at Lucifer and say, "I need to go back to my universe." Lucifer would open a portal and say, "If you ever need help, just blow this whistle," as he gave him a whistle. And that is going to leave things off. There could be a part 2 if you all really like this video. I don't know how many parts I can do. Probably 1 or 2. This will be like a really short mini-series, but I really enjoyed making this. But I don't know. I haven't made a Star Wars video in a long time. I never really did a whole Star Wars theory. It's always been one shot. So you guys like Hazbin, so I decided to combine them to see how many views this would get. So yeah, love you all. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace out.